here. Okay.
Hey, it's your girl AB,
And I'm T Dot.
and this is Two Favorite Cousins. Hey,
Yes.
doing?
I'm sorry.
I said, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Let me turn this daggone music off.
Sound like elevator music, department store. How was your day
Yes,
today?
it's okay. And yours?
It was good. My first day back at work since I came back from visiting my
You
sister.
mean to tell me you didn't go wind down the Parkway?
No,
I used to love to do that back in the day, back in the day.
and then they
It
have
used to be a lot of fun.
what they call before the parade early in the morning.
Juve.
Yeah. I saw a little bit of it on the news, and everybody, it
They
looked like
always get it in. What?
it looks like a lot of fun, but it's just too much powder and shit flying around for me. But anyway, now you travel, I travel, and I know when I'm on a plane or Amtrak, no disrespect, but I just don't want to be around no kids. I don't want a kid behind me. I want a kid in front of me. It's just like so. It's this European airline called Cordern, Cordern, that wants to offer an adults-only section of their flights for
That's good.
extra $48 to avoid passengers without kids having to sit with passengers with kids. So in other words,
Ooh.
all the passengers with kids would be in one section, and I guess all the passengers without kids would be in another section. But it's still all one plane. If your child's crying, I can still hear.
True.
But
But
it's a
where
start.
does the flights go?
It's a European airline, so it's going to be that they ain't get that fancy here yet, child. But I think it's a good idea. I mean, I
It
guess if you
is.
traveling, let's say you traveling to, I don't know, Europe or, wherever they go, Saudi Arabia, Maldives, those airlines, I guess, you're on there for quite a bit of hours. So, yeah, I would like to
You
sit.
don't want to hear no crying child. Hey, cuz fix your camera. I see a dark spot on my my right side. No, there's a you gotta move your camera over a little bit.
Oh,
There you go. Perfect. What else you got, hon?
um, there was a story. This happened while I was in Virginia, but it's a sad story. But here in Harlem at 116th on the 2 line, this man gets into an argument with this 64-year-old lady and takes her cane and starts to beat her with her cane on camera. Now the thing is, there
Wait,
was
on camera, who was filming?
one of the train
Conductors?
not train conductors, somebody that just works, maybe the person that sweeps up or whatever. But good thing they got the footage. So anyway, they arrested him, and then for some reason he was released. So they did an interview with the lady, and she was like, first of all, he shouldn't have been out anyway because I think he was on parole for something. And you see my bruises. I'm 64 years old. This guy's a big guy, six something or whatever have you, maybe drugs or mental health, but she shouldn't have been let go. And that's the biggest thing about this bail reform over here in New York City, to where it's just like a revolving door. And it's certain people don't need to be let out, and they out on one thing and commit another crime. It's ridiculous. I see it every day.
I didn't read the article, but I will look it up for the next time. They were saying legalize, what is it? When you go on a snatch and grab, you go in these retail stores, they be taking whole racks of clothes now.
There was a video where they in Los Angeles, they went into was it a Nordstrom's or someplace? You know how the bags are changed.
I think it was Nordstrom's.
And
Yeah,
they was just dragging those fixtures. It's a shit. Now see here.
They said legalize. I think the headline said legalize shoplifting or something like that.
What do you mean legalize? That's why a lot of
because what you just said, it was like what you just said, how they're just releasing them. There's like you get a ticket. There's really no consequences, if you will.
Depending on how much the amount of stuff you stole, it could be petty larceny or it could be grand larceny, depending on the amount. Like if you stole an iPhone, that's grand larceny. I think it's anything over $1,000. But here in the stores here, well, in the Bronx, Manhattan, whatever, Target, stores like that, discount stores, Family Dollars, Dollar Generals, security is told if somebody shoplifts, you really can't do anything because that's technically an assault unless they have private security that's armed or whatever have you. And that's why you see in most of these videos of smash and grabs, you see or, you know, whoever he is, security just standing there like it's not worth your life because these kids.
It really isn't.
But a lot of like a couple of CVS's closed down, a couple of Rite Aids closed down because they were taking. They had to. It got to the point where in some in bodegas they would block up the dish detergents. You know, the big ones with the handle.
They
And
do that in
now,
Walmart.
yeah, and now it's locked up because those are things that they steal and then they go out. It's, you know how many times I'm sitting in a hair braiding place getting my hair braided and they come through with all types of stuff. They got Big Dove, the pump soap,
I bet.
deodorant, all types of stuff. But it's really sad because in a way, you know, I'm pretty sure these big stores they're insured because I work in retail and I know what I got to do is mark it out of stock and it's you, but it still makes the consumer have to pay more.
I could see a lot more online businesses going on in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what you got, cuz?
This article I came across and I thought it was really, really great. And somebody does need to address this issue. So,
Uh-oh.
no, I actually it's near and dear to my heart because you know that I do take care of my mom,
Right.
and once you're in that situation, you start to really see the bigger picture. Hopefully we all get to grow older,
Right.
and hopefully a lot of people will be able to still be youthful and still have their faculties and get around and so on and so forth. However, sometimes as people grow older, they need assistance. Maybe they don't have family, maybe family help, maybe they don't help.
Right.
The point is, Lamar Odom opens long-term assisted living for seniors dedicated to his 96-year-old grandmother. So I thought that was a really sweet thing. So
the basketball player? Lamar Odom? Okay.
So it says Lamar Odom has opened a senior care facility dedicated to his 96-year-old grandmother. Happy to announce my new venture at Odom Senior Care, providing affordable and best-in-class care for seniors, he wrote on Instagram.
Okay.
According to the company website, Odom Senior Care was created in response to the difficulty that exists when looking for quality, affordable care for seniors. That's real.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Odom is working to change this, and the facility promises to deliver a full spectrum of long-term residential care at affordable prices.
Now he's on to something with that one.
Two-time NBA champion Lamar Odom and a doting grandson to 96-year-old Florence. Lamar Odom understands that finding the right care and understanding pricing in the senior care industry is a nightmare. It is. It really is. Lamar is on a journey to help simplify this process for all seniors and is providing long-term assisted living and memory care solutions that provide the best value for the money. A statement on the company website read, currently, Odom Senior Care has 2 locations, Oxnard and Long Beach, California.
Okay, I figured.
In the future, he plans to provide pre-negotiated rates to 1,000 communities across the country.
Okay.
Odom's latest venture follows the announcement of his acquisition of facilities in partnership with Dante Ralston and Dennis Martinez to jumpstart Odom Wellness Treatment Centers in California. As Afrotech previously mentioned, the rehabilitation centers will provide restoration through detox, inpatient care, outpatient programming, and housing. Odom, who had a near fatal overdose in October 2015, which led to 12 seizures, 6 strokes, and heart failure, is using his time to improve the lives of others. When God had saved me from that accident, I was trying to find my purpose, and I think I may have found it, Odom said, according to TMZ Live. I know I've found it. He continued, for me to have rehabilitation centers and wellness centers is a big deal. I want to put them everywhere. That really touched my heart. And because it is a problem, you don't, when you're young and youthful, you're doing your thing, you ain't thinking about that.
Exactly.
You're not thinking about it, but it's a reality because guess what? Medicare doesn't really pay for it.
Of course not.
Medicaid doesn't really pay for it, and if they do, it's not really great care.
And it's
If you ever look at
facility.
if you ever looked at some of the a lot of the reviews on the, and I was forced to do, read the reviews, looking
Mhm.
for certain things. They're not good. They're not good. You know what I mean? And so that could be a whole long conversation. But I thought that was really, really a
That
heartwarming
was that was that was that
article.
was a good thing for him to do. That was
Yeah,
really, and I can see that, almost near death experience, kind of, shook him a little bit to get his own self together, and then from there,
but then seeing the to care for an elderly person, that becomes tricky because sometimes they still want to be independent, sometimes they can't be independent.
right,
It's you are sacrificing your life to
hmm
care for your loved one.
right,
So and not even that, caregiver burnout is real. So you do need that time away from those duties, doing it
right.
every single day. You see what I'm saying?
To
So
regroup, to read, just to just
yeah, yeah. So I thought that was good.
good for
Yeah.
him.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying that was good for him. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. So this is so I don't really eat much meat nowadays.
Mhm.
I'm not saying I don't eat it at all, but I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork. So a lot of times it's chicken, turkey, and then a lot of stuff. What I'm reading, I don't even really want to eat chicken, but I still eat it. A lot of stuff I don't even want to eat. If you start reading all these different articles about this is no good, that's no good. This is okay.
Mhm.
So anyway, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna eat an Impossible Burger. It's better than beef. Well, guess what? I had to really look it up because you're like, well, wait a minute. Let me read what the hell Impossible Burger. Let me read what it is. Do you know what it is?
I thought it was like soybeans made in a texture to be a texture like meat. I didn't.
Okay. So all right. Okay. Before I read the article, is it better than meat? Is it healthier?
I don't know. This is supposed to be.
See. Okay. Now I looked it up and I just had one recently, but what is the Impossible Burger? The Impossible Burger, Beyond Meat, and other meat alternatives are processed plant-based foods designed to taste like meat. The reason behind imitating, excuse me, the reasoning behind meat imitating food was to provide a familiar taste for people who are vegetarians or vegans
Hmm.
on a more ecologically sustainable option, view plant alternatives as healthier to meat-based food compared to cattle. Plant-based meats emit much less CO2 and other greenhouse gases, use less water and use less land, want more variety and options in their diet.
Okay.
Now, prior to the Impossible Burger, most vegan burgers were made from black beans, soy, mushrooms, or grains.
Okay.
The
That's what I thought.
Impossible Burger is made from soy protein concentrate, coconut oil, sunflower oil, potato protein. I'm gonna try this. Cellulose, yeast extract, salt, gums, and water,
What?
and additives including vitamin B12, zinc, vitamin B6, thiamine, B1, and niacin. Hold
Child.
on, wait a minute. The ingredient that gives an Impossible Burger the taste of meat is heme. Heme is an iron containing compound that in meat comes from animal muscle or tissue.
Mm.
And the Impossible Burger, the heme is soy based and comes from yeast fermentation. But is the Impossible Burger healthy?
Well, most
The
likely.
Impossible Burger is a tasty alternative to beef for those who crave the taste of meat, but it is not really an improvement.
Of course
The,
not. It
the
just
Impossible
it
Burger
just
is an
think they
ultra
eating better.
The Impossible Burger is an ultra processed food with many added ingredients.
Mm.
Also, the Impossible Burger adds GMO, genetically modified organisms
Mhm.
in the soy and yeast to produce the hemi. If you are allergic or sensitive to soy, then the Impossible Burger is not an option.
Right.
While an Impossible Burger is a good source of fiber, calcium, and potassium, and they have zero cholesterol, they are high in saturated fats and sodium, both of which are linked to serious health issues
Mhm.
like obesity, heart disease, and high blood pressure. If
Mm.
your goal is to eat less meat, then the Impossible Burger is a good option, but in moderation. If your goal is to improve your health,
Right.
skip the beef and the Impossible Burger and try a plant-based patty made from bean, whole grains, mushrooms, or vegetables instead.
Child, me and Sam was saying not too long ago. You can't eat beef. You can't eat, like you said, you can't eat chicken. You can't eat this. The fruits are being grown and fake cabbage and plastic rice and so he said, well, look, the animals in the jungle. He said, look at the giraffe. Look at the apes. Look at the elephants. I'm just gonna climb a tree and start crunching on leaves.
There you go. There you go. There you go. And that might be a problem because they sprayed it, you know, you know.
So what are you left? Unless, like my sister said, she started going to the farmer's market to get her fruits and vegetables because she knows that, well, hopefully is more better than the stuff that you get in the supermarkets. Because there's a farmer's market by my job every Tuesday, and I've seen people come back with stuff. And I mean, the carrots are about this big, but you still see dirt on them, like they were just freshly pulled and just put into a. I said, well, maybe going to the farmer's market to get your vegetables and your fruits is a little more better than getting them from the supermarket because we all know where they all coming from.
Cause I don't even know. I don't even know.
And I found out that people go to Whole Foods. Well, I don't want to say. I'm put it this way: there are some products in certain stores where they get their stuff from China, and a lot of stuff that you think is organic is really not.
Right. That's why I said I don't
So
know.
you pay more for something that you thinking that is better for you, when really it's going to have the same effect on you as the shit that you ain't supposed to eat
If
in
not
certain cases.
worse.
Exactly. That's crazy.
It is crazy. It's very crazy.
So I'm just
But
going to start eating leaves and plants and shit.
there it is. There it is.
What Hakeem said in coming to America, they eat nuts and berries.
But yeah, so have you heard of this guy? He was called John of God. His name is Joa Texera de Fieria. Okay.
Heard it.
He was recently sentenced to 99 years in prison.
Ooh, what you do?
Affectionately, he was called John of God by his wide following, once held a
Oh,
lofty position in the spiritual world.
oh.
However, and I think I saw him on an interview with Oprah a long time ago. But anyway, however, the recent legal judgment, which added 99 years to his incarceration, paints a vastly different picture, summing up all verdicts. Various prison sentence extends to an astounding 370 years, 9 months, and 15 days.
Mm.
So, at the beginning of his public downfall, December 2018 marked a turning point in Faria's esteemed career. Amidst his high profile endorsement, several women began accusing him of sexual misconduct. That's
Mm.
like the Harvey Weinstein dude, right? Okay. So initially defensive, Faria ultimately resigned and gave himself up, stating, I surrendered to divine justice and justice on earth, a move that began disentangling his deep ties with several celebrities.
Mm.
Following his surrender, accusations against Faria surged. Over 300 women recounted their harrowing experiences, highlighting assault disguised as spiritual intervention. Given the magnitude of the judiciary steered by Judge Marcus, whatever his he has a long name, convicted him for the rape. Listen to this sick stuff he done. Convicted him for the rape of 4 of these women, further marring the reputation he built with celebrity endorsements. The darker side of John of God emerges. Beyond the already serious sexual offenses, Faria faces allegations exceeding 600 in number. These include grave charges like baby trafficking.
Oh,
Okay, so Ben Swan, he's the media CEO, reported that Faria allegedly held young girls captive, making them bear children to be sold internationally. This shocking revelation juxtaposed, now I had to look what that meant, juxtaposed with his celebrity ties makes the scandal even more striking. So juxtapose means side by side or to place. So he was side by side with his celebrity friends.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so before the controversies, Faria was a global spiritual sensation, significantly amplified by endorsements from celebrities like Oprah Winfrey in 2010. As endorsements flowed, Faria's popularity surged, with people seeking his non-medical healing. Thousands visited him weekly, further highlighting how deep his ties were in both the spiritual and celebrity realms.
Doesn't that sound like that other
Cult?
Shh, politically correct? That other group of people that I think
that was in the cult.
The group was X or something.
I know what you. They had a movie. I know what you. Yeah, I know what you're talking
X about. Something. X somebody.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It kind of sounds like that. It also sounds kind of like Scientology. It just sounds like people just.
I don't know enough about Scientology to even say that, so I don't know.
That's the group that they claim Tom Cruise was in.
They said he recently left.
I believe so, because remember when he was married to
Katie Holmes,
right? And when she had to, I guess, join the group, and when she had baby Suri, remember he was telling her that she wasn't supposed to make, because she gave natural birth and she wasn't supposed to make any noise. She was supposed to be quiet doing her.
Well, you have a baby and tell me how quiet your ass gonna be.
Allegedly, but anyway, it's a lot of people that I just don't know what it is about themselves or within themselves that they feel that they have to follow somebody or join a group to feel important, or it's just I don't get it.
You gotta be a bad mamma jamma to get thousands and thousands and thousands of people to follow you, and
it's like take me to your leader. Like I don't get it. Can anybody? Could somebody convince you to the point where you giving up your yearly salary and you doing
giving up your children for?
That's what I'm saying. It has to be like get your here, or it has to be. I don't know what it is, but it happens on a daily basis, and you just like I just can't believe that, because sometimes you think you're a mother, you have a child, and then the head of the household has a child with his child, which is it's just too much. It's just seemed too much.
You ain't lying about that.
But I don't understand why in this realm, like you said, with the children having children, and why nobody is checking out with that. Why is that not considered statutory rape?
Well, that's why his ass he ain't never getting out of jail.
That's true, and they need to bust them all the groups everywhere, because they. I heard Utah is full of them.
Okay.
Or whatever it's called. It's just seemed too much for me. But good for him. He should never see the light of day. Because how you gonna?
Well, he ain't gonna see the light of day. But did you hear the connection?
Of course.
Just like Harvey Weinstein.
And speaking of this particular person, the connection and a few others within the past maybe 3 years have purchased acres and acres of land in Maui before this.
That whole thing, that is just, they're taking advantage. To take advantage of people that lost, that is sick to me. I hope that's sick. It really is. I mean,
There's
that
a
is sick.
video going around with that person, The Rock. But see, The Rock is from there, so I don't think.
Yeah, I
But
don't
anyway,
know.
they put the video together and
Allegedly, all of this is allegedly. I don't. We don't
no, the
know.
video was on social media. She's like, "Oh yeah,
But
you,
who social media with AI, you got to really
yeah,
question a lot of
exactly."
things
Well, she
that you
asking
are
for
hearing.
donations to help the people of
Who?
Oprah.
That person?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, well, oh well, but it's just sad.
Allegedly.
It's just to ooh, child.
That's not. How's that migrant situation going out there? Are you seeing a lot of stuff?
Before I left to go to see my sister for Labor Day weekend, I was at work. I was at lunch. I'm going to the store to get my lunch, and this guy, African guy, well, he's African to me. I'm not even gonna ask me like where do I go, pay a parking ticket or something that had to do with the course. And he held up his phone like this, and I guess in his language, he said that because some phones have translators, and he showed it to me, and he was like, "I need a job. I'm looking for work." That's how I know he was a migrant. I said, "Lord, it's just my thing is this. This is my opinion. Okay, we're sanctuary city, liberty in the harbor. Welcome everybody. We all immigrants. We all got here through some other chain or shape, form, or fashion. But take care of the people here first. Like,
It's too
why you
late for
have
that.
homeless veterans? Why does it take a veteran 6 to 9 months to get an appointment? Why are the veteran hospitals all in disarray with old equipment and paper files? And take care of the people here first.
I
Get the
agree.
people out the shelter and get them apartments first. And then once you do all that, then you can continue on to the next and help the next. But these people are skipping people.
They sure are.
It's,
You know, I heard, and I hope this is not true. I heard, and I don't know if it's true or not. So allegedly, that the migrants are going to be entitled to Social Security. That should not be the case because we have been paying into that
ever since we've been
all
working.
our lives. Yeah, so how they get to
I
come
didn't,
over here?
I
I
didn't,
heard that, and I hope that is not correct.
I'm gonna have to look that up and get with you next Wednesday because I didn't hear that, but I do
I
know
heard that, and
that
I'm like, you gotta be kidding, because that is not
they're
cool.
getting bikes with helmets, they're getting cell phones, they're getting laptops, and I'm saying to myself, okay, I'm not trying to be funny at all because, like I mentioned before, I know that some of them are really escaping some shit that we can never fathom, and I'm not talking
Right,
about them.
right.
But the other ones that are getting entangled and mixed in with those real and need,
One's in need.
right? First of all, if you're not from here, you don't speak the language. Who you calling? What you need a bike
The
for? You
people
don't
back, the people back where they came from.
like, we made a joke. We said we said, well, maybe we just should leave the country, cross the border, and then we can get some help too. Because why am I trying to apply for these apartments or whatever have you, and I gotta send all this paperwork in and this and that. But yet they coming over here and getting apartments. They don't have no paperwork. They're not from here.
No, and they sure are getting
Spots in
apartments. Oh,
schools, they're getting spots in charter schools, and it's just like, wait a minute. Now I do agree with one thing. They should, for after they are vetted, they should give them their work permit so they can work and pay taxes. Because right now, all this is on us, the taxpayer. But
so yeah.
another thing is between the mayor and the governor. The mayor is saying the 5 boroughs are busting at the seams. This is New York State. Let's ship them upstate. And the governor's like, no, 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 no. So you see, you can go to Binghamton, you can send them up there to Albany, Schenectady, Parsippany, but no,
Fishkill, all of that.
you just want because certain people don't want them up there because they processing in Staten Island. Because Staten Island don't want them there. It's a old Catholic school that shut down that they put them in. And then they put them also in the old hospital Creedmoor. I mean, it's about to get wintertime. You can't keep putting tents up.
But listen, That's when it's really going to get real, because some of these people come from region that it don't get cold like that. So yeah, I'll talk to you in about December. We'll revisit that, and then you tell me what it really. Shoot, what?
Because
What?
where you gonna get winter clothes from?
They're gonna provide them with winter clothes too. They're gonna have Uggs. They're gonna have all of that.
I'm gonna fight you through the computer.
They're gonna have all of that.
Timbs and the North Face.
All of that. They're gonna have Columbia jackets. All of that. Sheepskins. They're gonna bring that back. All of it. But it's about that time. Where's my camera at? It's about that time. Make sure you get your Las Vegas Funtivity Guide, www.lasvegasfuntivity.com. Check it out. You know, if you haven't been to Vegas, this is where it is. Yeah.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And it's your girl AB, and this is Two Favorite Cousins. Until next time, next week, peace. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
All right, cuz. Love you. See you guys.
Later, cuz.
Later.